If you're overwhelmed with Figma as a beginner and you're asking, what can I actually do with this? How do I even start? Why is this so difficult? Believe me, Figma is not difficult. You're just not focusing on learning the right things to get you started. Hello, MJ here. I'm a senior UI UX designer. I've been using Figma for several years now, and how I wish someone just told me all of this when I started. Life would have been so much better for me. And my hope is to make your life better right now. So let's get started with what Figma actually is and why you should know how to use it as a UI UX designer or product designer. Figma is a very powerful and flexible design tool where you can design mobile apps and websites by yourself or with others at the same time. You can create low-fidelity wireframes, high-fidelity mockups, and make them into interactive prototypes very quickly. But the real power of Figma, and the reason why it's the most used UI tool in the world right now, is because of the reusability capabilities, which is the most important feature for any designer. So imagine you make a beautiful app concept. You put a header, title, images, and a beautiful green button. Then your client says, this is a great start. Let's make a sign up screen. Then you add the screen, and then they say, oh, you know what? Let's add another screen. And there are more screens. And there are more screens. And then more screens. And then you end up with 30 screens. Then your client says, you know what? Our new logo is actually purple. Let's change the green color to purple. And then change the background with some kind of lilac or purplish color. And by the way, we're presenting this design to the CEO in 1 hour. Now, imagine instead of panicking and spending the entire hour clicking on each of the buttons, clicking on each of the backgrounds, clicking and pasting colors here and there, changing the borders one by one for all of the 30 screens. Imagine you change the border of just one button and one background, and all the rest of the screens change automatically in 1 second. So satisfying. And the point is, if you focus on learning those things that make you a Figma powerhouse, you will step up your game by 100% or maybe more. So keep watching because Figma becomes so easy once you know how to use these Figma power features. But you cannot learn the power features if you don't even know your way around Figma, right? So really quickly, this is Figma. It has hundreds of features and tools, but to be very honest, you don't need them all. I have used Figma for more than 7 years and I have never used 100% of the features. So let me first tell you the 3 things you need to know to get you started as a beginner. Number 1 is how to create and find your designs. Here on the Figma landing page, you have design files and projects. A project is just a folder of your design files, and everything that is not in a project goes to drafts. And honestly, you can just ignore everything else on this screen right now. Now let's create a new design by clicking on Create button, then Design, and you'll get to this screen, which is your design canvas. Now the second thing you need to know about Figma is what these 3 main toolbars are. The left sidebar is your organization area, which has your pages and layers, and every single thing on your design will appear here on the layers section. Our toolbar at the bottom, let's just select the elements to add to your design, like squares, circles, line, text, frames, and you can ignore the rest right now. Our right sidebar helps us modify the properties of our design like size, colors, and other effects. It changes depending on what you selected on your screen, but for now we can ignore everything else on this toolbar. The third thing you need to know to start using Figma is frames. So let's click here to add a frame and let's choose any size. I'll just click this one. We can resize later if we need to. But this is already your first screen where you are going to add your text, your headers, your buttons, and everything on the screen. And if you want another screen, you can just hold Alt on your keyboard, drag and drop it. Now, I know how you feel. I started learning Figma by myself and I was so overwhelmed at the beginning. I wish I had a mentor I could ask questions to, so please feel free to ask me any questions about Figma. I will answer to the best of my knowledge. I am here to help. Okay, you know your way around Figma. Awesome. Now, imagine you're with a client presenting this gorgeous app design with 40 screens. The experience flows so perfectly. Your client asks you for several changes, but you can make them really quick. You can automatically change all your screens from dark mode to light mode instantly. You change the header of your app and all your screens change accordingly in 2 seconds. And you can do this because you harness the power features of Figma, which in my experience are components, variants, outer layouts, and styles. But let me tell you something you really need to know as a designer. Figma is not about squares, buttons, and text. It's the home of the culmination of all your creative process, and you have to treat it as such. So if you want to learn all of this fast and effectively, starting with the most powerful features and work with Figma like professionals do, try learning with the SMART Figma method, which stands for structure first, minimize waste, automate intentionally, reuse components, and think like a professional. This method will take you from feeling slow and overwhelmed with Figma to working with clarity, confidence, and speed, knowing exactly what to use and when, designing faster than you even thought possible, harnessing the power of AI within Figma, and work as a professional even if you're still a beginner designer. This video is already episode 1 of the SMART Figma Method series. It's completely free. You just need to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button just so you can get a notification on the next episode, where you will learn the absolute first power Figma feature you need to master to make your Figma design life so much easier. So don't miss out, and you can find it right here when it's published.